I want to thank everyone for being here during Winter Storm Harper. It's a tremendous, tremendous storm. Lots of people out there cleaning up. And since you guys made this treacherous journey during this Winter Storm Harper, I set up this delicious American cuisine for you. So please help yourself. And if you have any questions, please ask.
All right. Well, Mr. President, what's your favorite? What's your favorite out of all?
Frankly, I like all of it. As long as it's American, I'll eat it. That's all I want to have at any time. So please help yourself to the McDoubles, the McNuggets, and the
go to vacation
McEntermans.
over the weekend and you forgot to take your garbage out. Sure. Yeah. Oh, what the garbage starts to smell like.
That's what it tastes like the way garbage.
Don't sniff it. Just do it. Don't sniff it. Just do it. Don't sniff it. Just do it.
That is hands down the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Don't sniff it. Just do it. Don't sniff it. Just do it. Don't sniff it. Just do it. Let's get ready to rumble!
And for you watch, hey, listen. Grab a Chicago hot dog, sit your ass down on the sofa, and tune in for today's episode. And remember, don't sniff it, just do it.
Good, grand, great, terrific. Let's fucking do this. Welcome to episode 36 of You Watch, I Listen. That's way too fucking loud already. And I'm already way too drunk to be recording anything.
Why are you fucking screaming, dude?
I'm sorry, you're right. I'm being out of line.
Calm down.
So, welcome to episode 36 of You Watch, I Listen. We are actually kind of snowed in right now. We have a bit of an audience here. I got my illustrious and, what's the right word?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say handsome co-host.
Oh, were you?
Taylor, I was going to say gross. Co-host Taylor Micah. To my right, Taylor, how are you?
I'm doing great, and the snow is not great, so everything can go fuck off. I hate snow.
Yeah, how's your day going to be tomorrow for work?
Oh, you know, it's going to be just me driving down to Newark and just hating my life. In a fucking stick shift.
Same as any other day.
Yeah.
And we have a guest with us today. We have, this is your third time or fourth time?
I think it's third, I want to say, right?
It
the
is
incomparable
Justin Grohowski. Justin, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Guys.
You've had a couple drinks too, haven't you?
Yeah, had some.
How was your week, Justin? Tell me about your week.
My
What
week
happened?
was fucking terrible.
Tell me about it.
I had the worst stomach virus of my life. I was shitting out of my ass. And
Well,
shitting in my mouth.
I hope it was out of your ass and
It
not
was
anywhere
like
else.
it was
Were you
just
peeing
pure,
out of your ass?
pure water. It was like you said, water with a tint of poo, like whatever you want to say.
It's got the duty tint.
Oh.
It's not actual duty. It's just clear duty water.
Yeah.
And it's warm and it eventually burns your butthole. It's a very tough situation to be in because you can never feel comfortable.
You need the proper toilet paper so that way you don't fucking get road rash on your ass.
We need proper
we
12
ran out of
ply.
baby wipes. We ran out of baby wipes in my house.
Oh, you were using
Yeah.
baby wipes. See, you had it in clutch. I have
No,
a
you're good,
septic,
dude.
so using baby wipes isn't ideal when you have baby.
You
So
have
I'm
to get
just
the
like,
proper thread count.
yeah. So I'm you need proper 12 ply.
Proper 12 ply.
So, Justin, thank you for coming. We have our engineer, Josh the engineer with us. And we're just gonna let's dive into this son of a bitch while we got this storm going on and have some fun with it. We got the UFC on ESPN Plus, the first card ever on ESPN Plus going on right now.
Great fight tonight too.
So why don't I go first? Since you have two movies, you got to both. You got to both Unbreakable and Split, and you gave me Blink-182's Enema of the State. Now we clarified very quickly. Oh shit, you're right, Taylor.
Yeah.
Good job being a co-host. As I said, I had a couple drinks. We forgot to do our live reads. What a silly goose I am.
What a piece of shit.
What a silly
you are.
goose. So let me go
Everything's
first. As much as I forgot them, how could you ever forget Lobo Sound?
Ever.
Go
Never
to
forget.
lobosound.com. Check out the Bobo Christmas EP. If you have a podcast, if you have something you need to advertise and you need something to make it pop and stand out, Lobo Sound are the guys you should be using. These guys have a creative ear for anything they hear. You can record a 20-second soundbite and they'll turn it into a 2-minute song and it'll fucking sell. You heard Don't Sniff It, Just Do It at the beginning. It's funny and it's catchy every time. Go check out the Bobo Christmas EP, the Bobo Show EP, and go make sure you just reach out. Vince and Dan do a great job over there. I can't say enough good things about them every single week, and I'm very much looking forward to them meeting them this summer. So, Taylor, I'll take it to you.
Now, from our boys over at the hashtag Shots for Likes. I said it right this time. Shots for Likes podcast.
Likeses.
If you like to relax, crack yourself a beer, use some medical marijuana, or violently abuse hard liquor, you are missing out on your new favorite podcast.
I like all those things.
Yes, I do too. From drunken stories to video games to sports, Fudge and Finn are going to blow your freaking mind hole with the hashtag Shots for Likes podcast.
I don't appreciate the cross language.
Excuse me?
Go on.
Okay. Chances are you may have fast-forwarded through our recent ads on the other podcasts or streams you enjoy, but we aren't going anywhere. May as well head to iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Stitcher to immediately subscribe and join in on the drunken fun. We promise you that if you are listening to us while drinking, it is not considered drinking alone. Visit shotsforlikepodcast.com and choose your favorite listening platform and follow them on all forms of social media. Drink with us and don't be cunts.
Yes.
Again, I think, did we finally hammer out a time?
Yes, I confirmed today with my advisors that December 9th is the day we will be recording with them. I will drive your big ass.
February 9th?
What did I say?
December?
Yeah,
we gotta wait a year?
We gotta wait 10 months. What an asshole.
Fudge and Finn. We gotta give them a full year.
And yeah, so February 9th we'll be going up to see Fudge and Finn, record with them, and that'll be a lot of fun. So let me jump back to where I was 2 minutes ago before I made an asshole of myself.
Well, I'm gonna cut you off. I actually want to congratulate. Fudge.
Fudge, yeah, you had a kid. Woo!
Congratulations.
You dumped the load. Who cares?
Oh my god! All right. I mean, it's not like he didn't do that.
No, he dumped the load. The baby came out, and now she has a really gross dad. So that happened.
These are friends you guys made?
Yeah, no, it's actually I went to high school with them. Josh, the engineer, and I went to high school with them. They were a year or two older than us, and we've always been friendly. And they have their own podcast. It is hilarious. It's fantastic. They kill me every time.
I've actually been a fan of Fudge's bands for a while now.
Yeah, he's a very talented musician. But Finn's been in most of those bands. He just doesn't ever say anything, just like he does on the show. So yeah, Fudge had his first child, and hopefully for the child's sake, only child. But I'm very happy for him and his way better half. So let's go into these reviews. Now you gave me an album that I'm very familiar with, but I not really listened to in depth in a long time. Not that long ago, the landlord and I listened to Enema of the State on a long drive, and we skipped a couple songs. We wanted to hear the ones we really liked, so we figured instead of me grading the album this week, I would rank the songs, which I think is pretty cool.
It makes sense.
It's different. It's an album. Everyone kind of knows Enema of the State. I think being our age, and Justin, you'd agree this, even though you're more of a hip hop guy, everyone knew Blink-182's Enema of the State.
Oh, yeah.
You knew What's My Age Again. You knew all the small things. So let's just jump into the rankings. My number one song on... Well, should I start from the bottom, actually?
Yeah, I want to hear the best song last.
All right, so
what you think?
The number 12 song, my least favorite song on it is All the Small Things.
Well,
it could just be from hearing it so many times. It was such a circulated song, and the music video was so iconic. The music video was great. It still is great. It was funny. But the song itself, it's not a bad song by any means.
It's a perfect radio hit for what they want to do, accomplish. Like, get their name out there. That's what it wants.
Absolutely.
That's all that is.
Now, before I continue, I want to say that there's nothing on this album that I hate. I like everything on it. There's not a song on here I will skip. So it's not fair. Like, when I say it's last, I don't think it's a piece of shit. Well, it's just my least favorite song.
Yeah, no, I said it last week, too. Like, it's practically almost like their first greatest hits record. Yeah. That's how good it is.
Absolutely. And so number 12 is All the Small Things. Number 11 is Anthem. I like Anthem. It's a good song.
Okay.
But it doesn't stand out to the rest of me. Number 10 is Wendy Clear. I like Wendy Clear again. Good song.
Yeah.
But
it's not memorable.
So now when I get to number 9, all these songs I could listen to start to finish and love every time. Number 9 being the Party Song. Great fucking song. It kicks every time. It's fantastic. No complaints there. Go to number 8. Aliens Exist is awesome.
I love it.
I had to adjust this a couple times because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm being fair to some of these songs. But when the whole album is good, it's tough doing these kind of rankings. So at number 8, Aliens Exist is really good. Number 7 being Dysentery Gary. Great song again. It's just a fucking great album.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. But now I'm getting to the point where these 6 songs,
now it's hard.
I would put on any playlist, anytime, and I'll be happy when I hear them. Yeah. Number 6 being What's My Age Again.
Classic.
It's a great song. The music video, when that came out, them just streaking through. And any song that can include the line, the state looks down on sodomy, is awesome. Because the state does look down on sodomy, and they should not, because we should all be encouraging it consistently. And it's just a great song. It's simple. It's short. Every song on the album is short.
Well, I was gonna say too. I mean, I like when Mark takes lead on these songs. Well, I really do. Like, I love Tom, and I love his
Tom
voice.
Sucks.
I really do.
Love it.
I truthfully do.
You appreciate
it. Yes, I
it.
do. What are you talking about?
There's nothing to love about his voice. Where are you? He doesn't sing.
That's the point when they you hate, you jerk off. I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about like Tom and Buddha and Tom and Cheshire Cat and that, and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket was still pretty fucking good. Yes, it was. You're so full of shit, dude. Yes, it was.
It wasn't good.
You know,
But let's
whatever.
keep going. Number 5, Going Away to College.
Great song.
Fantastic song.
Is that an American Pie?
No, actually, my number 1 song was on American Pie, which I'll get to. Going Away to College, again, great. Number 4, Don't Leave Me, awesome. It's a fucking great song. There's nothing to complain about on any of these songs. You give me an album where I can't say anything bad about any of it besides Tom's dickheaded singing, which isn't even that bad on this album. And then you get to number 3, and this one is a little bit of a outside the box one. I put number 3, Adam's Song. To me, this was Blink-182 first stepping outside their norm. It's a very depressing song. It's controversial in some ways. I appreciate the fact that they were inspired by one of my favorite comedic shows ever, Mr. Show, with Bob Odenkirk and Dave Cross, one of the original comedic geniuses of their time. It was cool to see them on this whole album that's upbeat and goes quick, that they could step out and be a little more mature.
It was like an arena rock sound too, from where they came from, their punk rock roots. Absolutely. Going from that too.
More melodies.
Yeah, exactly.
So Adam's Song is probably the one that's the biggest outside the box. And then number 2, the first song on the album, Dumpweed. You can't go wrong with Dumpweed.
It's my favorite song on the record. It really is.
I have it at number 2. My number 1 song is Mutt, and that's the song from American Pie. And I always picture Jason Biggs running back and forth between his house and the house of where was it
Nadia?
Well, Nadia was changing in his bedroom, and he was running to where shit break. And the kid from Rookie of the Year were watching on the webcam, and he's just running back and forth, and then he makes pre-cumsies when he goes back, and everyone sees him do that. So number 1 being Mutt. This whole album made me feel like I was in 6th grade again. It was, you know, when Colucci was like in college.
Oh, he's having his 33rd birthday, right? 33rd, quote unquote, 33 years without seeing a vagina since birth.
There's
nothing about Enema of the State I have any complaints about. When the worst song on your album is All the Small Things, and it's mostly because it was so played out. Yeah. And even I was in a band. I was in a band where we played All the Small Things, and I admit it was played out because it's just a good song to play at an event where there's a group of people because everyone knows the words. It's a simple song. It's upbeat. I have nothing to complain about. Enema of the State was fantastic to listen to. I appreciate you going back and trying a little more outside the box of what we do. So great job with that.
Sick. And then the only thing I would change on your list, I would have Dumpweed 1, because I think how they pace the album by itself is amazing.
Yeah, the pacing of the album, starting with Dumpweed, and then Mutt's kind of like right towards the back end of it.
I guess for me personally, I would have Dumpweed, Aliens Exist, Adam's Song.
You should talk into the mic more.
I am talking into the fucking mic. You moved it away before, and then now you tell me talking to the fucking
mic.
I
mean into the mic, because I moved it away from you, and then you're talking like this.
All right, well, it's the same
Dingus.
thing. All right, anyway, so that's what I would go with. So can we go with my movie now?
Yeah, let's go with the movies. I gave you Unbreakable, and I said if you could get to it, get this Split, because obviously we know they're in the same way. And Justin, you've seen Unbreakable and Split, correct?
Yes.
And what are your thoughts on them before we get into Taylor's?
I really like them. I think it's it's a really creative trilogy. It's not really like it's like almost like not even natural. Like the way you put it together.
Unbreakable itself is it might have been like 10 years ahead of its time because
for sure.
It was right. I told Taylor last week it was right at the beginning of comic book movies becoming a thing because it was after X-Men, but it was pre-Spider-Man.
It would have been bigger now, I think.
It would have been massive now
because it would have contrasted all Marvel shit.
Absolutely, and obviously some people were upset when it came out because he went from The Sixth Sense to Unbreakable, from a horror movie to a comic book movie. So Taylor, having never seen Unbreakable, let's do Unbreakable first. Go for it.
Yeah, so I mean, when I sat through and watched Unbreakable the first time, I really didn't. I had a kind of mixed feelings. I had to watch it twice to really get a better grasp of it.
Oh, so you watched it twice? Nice.
I had to, just because I didn't understand fully what was happening the first time.
Absolutely.
So when I watched it, I was sitting there. I had so many different questions, like what's the significance of Hugo Glass? What's the significance of David Dunn? That's his name?
Yeah, David Dunn.
There's no chicken nuggets left.
There's no chicken nuggets left?
What the fuck is that?
No, well, I mean, that's a travesty in itself. There's no more chicken nuggets left.
Okay,
but
keep going.
There were so many different things that were going on throughout the movie. You mentioned last week that to pay attention to the color scheme.
The color scheme specifically in the movie.
It was shot brilliantly, and that's the one thing I will take away from it.
That's what can be said about M. Night Shyamalan. Even in his bad movies, his direction is always fantastic.
Right.
I hate The Village, I hate Lady in the Water, and I hate The Happening. And his direction is always wonderful. He has a great idea on visuals and audio and sounds. even in his bad movies.
I'll say the Village was good up until the shitty twist. But
no, The Village was not good.
I liked it, but
What's still like?
I was young when I watched it.
Okay, that's fair. You were young. There's nothing to like. This is the premise of the movie. Let's be fair about The Village. Oh well, they think they're living in the 1800s, and then the blind girl walks through the woods. And it doesn't. And she's fine. And then she finds out, oh, it's actually present day. Tell me, not a fucking plane flew overhead.
Not one time.
Not a fucking helicopter, a blimp, a hot air balloon, a drone.
They're in the Bermuda Triangle.
And they don't find anything. The village, and then the creatures that they're afraid of look like fucking Snuffleupagus. It's a tremendous, tremendous piece of shit.
They look like the shitty from the shitty Krampus movie.
Yeah, even Joaquin Phoenix stinks in that movie, and he's great. Joaquin Phoenix. Talks like this the whole movie. With a stupid hair lip he still hasn't gotten fixed. So go on about Unbreakable.
Completely lost my train of thought.
Go on.
For anyone that would watch this, knowing that it's a comic book movie, knowing like a comic book fan now would go back and watch Unbreakable, I don't think they would enjoy it.
No, I agree because now we're so spoiled with comic book
movies. It's more of a character piece than it is an action film.
1,000%.
It's more or less, there's really no action outside of the last 15-20 minutes of the movie, and it's not even real action. It's more suspense and it's more of a thriller.
It's building up this crescendo where David Dunn is discovering who he is. And then the big reveal at the end is that Mr. Glass knew who he was the whole time, and he was kind of egging on all these situations.
Right. So I mean, it's enjoyable. It's fun. I don't see any replay.
It's a slow burn.
It 100%. Very much is. For a movie that was an hour and 45 minutes, I think it took a little too long.
Yeah, that's most Shyamalan movies, and there's no real big twist in it. I mean, the twist is that he can't go in water
at all.
But I think specifically Samuel Jackson's Glass character in that is awesome.
It's fantastic
because it's such an unopposing character. And then the whole scene where he's at the football game and he falls down the stairs and every bone in his body breaks.
Laughed hysterically.
Yeah.
Dude, because Samuel L. Jackson's screaming, ah!
Oh,
ah!
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. So, you got to Unbreakable.
What's he doing up on that now?
Where would you rank Unbreakable? You did a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
What would you
honestly,
give it?
I would give this a 6.
Okay, that's fair.
It's got good replay value. Not for me, but I understand why people dig it.
I think the replay value is, I've seen the movie 7 to 8 times, and I've liked it more each time I watch. Justin, you'd probably agree. I remember the first time I saw it, I was young, and I liked it, but I was like, I don't know if I got that. And then the more I've seen it, I was like, oh, I see what he was going for. Well, the way the frames go is actually even like a comic book, when he cuts from frame to frame, where it's supposed to be like you're going to each box on a page of a comic book, which is brilliant.
I would say my whole thing, too, is that, like I said, I did enjoy it, and the second time I saw it, I did enjoy it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do get that appeal. So now, if I want to transition to Split,
let's get to Split.
The first question I have for you about Split is, at what point, because you said when you saw it with the landlord in the theater, you mentioned that you picked up on this might be related to Unbreakable, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what time, because I watched Split twice.
Okay.
Right, I watched both movies twice. Not until the end of the movie where Dunn shows up did I finally see the correlation.
How awesome! Okay, so before we talk about how great that ending was,
it was great.
The moment I picked up in Split that it might be tied in Unbreakable, there's a couple things. They mention the area where they were, which is Philadelphia, which is where where Unbreakable took place. They do mention it.
No, I didn't catch on to that.
I didn't. That could be anything. There's certain directors that like setting their movies in any their particular.
The next thing you know, see Tom Hanks walking down the street with AIDS.
Yeah, exactly. He's just spitting on people, throwing needles at them.
Like, what the he's representing Hugo Glass.
The point in the movie where I thought it might definitely be is when James McAvoy's character goes to his psychiatrist,
Dr. Fletcher.
Yes, she's talking to all her colleagues about this thing, and she's talking about possessing what her clients believe are superhuman abilities,
identities.
But she said that they become superhuman strength.
Yes, for sure.
And I was like, okay, that has like a tie-in. It could I thought maybe it's an Easter egg to Unbreakable, and which would be fine because directors always leave little Easter eggs to their past movies. But I didn't think it was definitively that. I thought maybe this could be it.
Right.
And then it ended, and I remember sitting there. I was there with the landlord, a few friends, and I was like, oh! And she's like, I haven't seen Unbreakable. I said, fuck you! Like, she didn't get it. And then we watched Unbreakable the next day. So, just going back to Split as a movie, how good was James McAvoy in that movie?
McAvoy makes the movie.
Oh, he is. Oh my God, he got underrated.
How many different people does he play? Like,
he has 23 personalities, but they only really show like
24.
yeah,
like 10?
including the
Beast.
The Beast. But he only showed like 5 to 6. I die when he's the little kid, Hedwig, and he's dancing. It's fucking hilarious.
You guys are gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah, he goes, I have a window by my CD player. The thing I love about Split is the way it starts. It just throws you right into it.
I did like that aspect of it.
Like the weird girls at her party with their not friends.
Well, the thing is that I love is that McAvoy transitions from character. Well, from technically he's playing so many different characters. He transitions from what the hell's her name, Patricia, to Dennis, to Barry, to Hedwig, seamlessly. And I think that's what just intensifies the movie is McAvoy's performance. And I will say, it's a creepy movie. Like Unbreakable's not creepy. No. Split is creepy. Split feels more of like a horror film, but it's really not.
It's way more a thriller, and I can understand it. That especially if you're a female. And that's a fear that, you know, you're walking to your car and someone kidnaps you. And it's like you can't do anything to overpower them. By the time, if he punches you once, you're knocked out. It's creepy. He was definitely creepy. And the way he, like, the child character was almost like, oh, he's innocent. And then he's the old woman. He's the old woman, Patricia. And you could see a little more controlling. And then the character that kidnapped them just doesn't have respect for anything, almost like a sociopath.
Didn't they kind of hide the fact that it wasn't really like supernatural stuff at the end of the trailer too? It looked like more just like a psychological thriller.
Correct.
And then that was like, oh,
and you know, there's so many like little things in this movie. The storyline about the main girl being molested by her uncle and her understanding how to deal with them. Like when they all got kidnapped, she told the girl, "Pee on yourself, pee on yourself." His character looks like that one identity he has looks like he has OCD. Works brilliantly.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Like I said,
it's a brilliantly directed movie for being in such a simplistic atmosphere as well. Just most of the movie takes place in 3 rooms total.
Pretty much. Well, I'll say the other cool thing, because I watch a lot of special features. When I watched the special feature of this movie, M. Night Shyamalan said that he used the cinematographer that filmed It Follows.
Oh, okay.
So he used it because
Did you see It Follows?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I watched it with you.
Brilliantly shot movie.
I watched it with you.
Yes, that's right. And you got scared.
Yeah, and I left.
Yeah, you scared like a child.
I fucking hate scary movies, dude. I can't stand
it. The new Halloween movie scared you a lot, right?
What, the Halloween? Yeah, dude. I ran to my buddy's house. I had to.
You ran?
Well, I couldn't run because it was at he lives in a different town, so I drove very, very fast.
I ran to my car. Took a bunch of deep breaths.
Immediately out of breath.
Sweating.
I sweat in the shower and I sweat when I read.
I'm on the 3rd paragraph. I need a breather. So what would you give Split?
Splits is I'm gonna give a 7.5.
That's fair.
I would say it's like a 7.
And I think
I watch it again. I try to rewatch what I give you just to have it fresh in my mind, and I forgot how much I actually like the movie.
Split.
McAvoy, he didn't get enough. Like he should have gotten award recognition because to play each character and the tiny things you watch in multiple viewings. How his body language, his posture, the way he talks to people, the way his mouth opens a little bit more when he talks. It's just a fantastic, immersive character that he got into to have all those personalities. I truly loved Split. I thought it didn't get enough credit.
Where do you guys think both rank in the catalog?
As his films?
Yeah, I think they're both top 5 for me.
I think Unbreakable's the best. I think as a movie...
Yeah.
I think my favorite is Signs. Signs is my favorite.
Wait, what did he do? So he did both Signs and Sixth Sense?
These are his films.
Because that's what I never knew. He did both of them, correct?
So his very first movie was The Sixth Sense. Then he did Unbreakable. Then he did Signs. And then we start getting weird. He does The Village, which I understand some people like it. I truly do get why some people liked it. The problem truthfully, is that he marketed it as a straight-up horror film, and it should not have been marketed as a horror film because it was not.
The Happenings is the best movie.
Then shut up, Justin. Then he did Lady in the Water, which was terrible.
Was it really that bad?
It's tremendously.
I've never seen it.
It's a tremendous piece of shit. Paul Giamatti is great in the movie.
Josh, do me a favor. Pull up the Rotten Tomatoes thing on that movie. I want to see how bad it is.
On Lady in the Water.
Go right now.
So, Lady in the Water, that was when people finally said, all right, M. Night Shyamalan might be a 3-hit wonder. We'll give him one more shot. And that one more shot he took was The Happening. And
that's Zoe
which
Deschanel.
Mark Wahlberg said in an interview. Yeah,
dude, it could have been good. Like the concept of it made sense, and there's some cool parts in it. Like the beginning where people just killing themselves for no reason. Like the one guy jumps into a lion cage, and the guy lays in front of a lawnmower. There's some cool visuals in the movie.
Yeah, it's a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Truthfully, one of the most angry, the angriest I've ever been leaving a movie theater was
awesome.
The Village. I was fuming angry with The Village.
You were hyped about it.
I thought it was a horror movie, and it was not at all.
Right.
And they cast Adrian Broner as Adrian Broner's the boxer. Adrian Brody
the pianist.
as the village idiot, who was just a guy with like Down syndrome, and they called him the village idiot. I'm like, yo, you're not going to get away with that now. It's just a terrible, terrible movie. And then he got even weirder because he did The Last Airbender, the Avatar film.
He directed the shit out of that.
And then he did After Earth with Will Smith and his son.
After Earth, Will Smith tried so hard to win a fucking Oscar with that movie.
He still does. What's the last
terrible.
movie Will Smith did where he didn't try to win an Oscar?
7 pounds.
No, that's what he tried to do.
Didn't?
He tried to win an Oscar. Yeah, exactly.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Bright was the last time he didn't try to win an Oscar.
And that and Suicide Squad, and he was great in both of those movies. Fuck what you think about Bright. I like it. Fuck
Okay,
you.
well, no, Bright was better than Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was
terrible.
horrendous.
You want to commit suicide.
Horrendous. So, Split, you give a 7?
Split that
7.5, 7.5?
7.5 for
cool.
sure.
You know, I
Which
just
makes me
realized
very
I
happy
haven't
to see
thought a
Glass.
lick about what movie I was going to give you this week. I just realized that.
You know, that's funny. I haven't thought at all about what fucking album I'm going to give you this week either.
So I'm trying to think about the movie I should give you, and I'm going to let Justin pick the genre. Now, if you want to get creative with the genre,
yeah, go for it. Oh, did someone just
Taylor doesn't like horror. Someone just retired in the cage.
I think so.
Clearly,
They put their fucking glove down.
So Taylor doesn't like horror
At all, Justin.
So I can go with some classic horror.
Watch yourself.
You know, I don't think he's seen some of my favorite classic comedies. I don't think he's seen some classic dramas. I don't know if he's seen all of Scorsese's catalog, or Kubrick's for that matter.
I haven't seen all of Kubrick. I've seen almost all of
wow.
Scorsese for sure.
A lot of different ways to go.
Have you seen The King of Comedy with Robert De Niro?
Yeah, Rupert Pupkin, right?
Yes, yeah, Rupert
That's
Pupkin's a classic.
That's like underrated.
I don't know. I'm feeling like I should go like with a true horror film. Because you liked Hereditary, right?
I actually loved Hereditary.
Then if you Hereditary, go like indie horror. Then
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go old horror.
You're gonna
And
go
I'm gonna go on the route of Hereditary. I'm gonna give you Rosemary's Baby.
You mother.
I'm gonna give you a real
Oh, you
classic.
never seen that?
In the world of let's just acknowledge it, a rapist of a director in Roman Polanski. Great director.
Yeah.
So there would not be a movie like Hereditary without Rosemary's Baby. And Hereditary doesn't really reveal its hand until the end, as we know. Rosemary's Baby doesn't reveal its hand for a while. You have an idea, it's brilliantly directed, it's fucked up. The acting is really good in it. If you can embrace the more campiness of the 70s, there is nothing wrong with this movie. It's not as scary as Hereditary, I'll tell you that right now. It's not as scary as Hereditary.
Hereditary was fucked.
Hereditary fucked with my head. I saw it with Justin, and I was fucked up for a while after seeing Hereditary.
I had to text you immediately after I saw it.
Yeah, here you go. Look at the... What's the
That's a
Rotten...
99?
Rosemary's Baby
Is
is
it
one
even
of...
70s? Isn't it later than that?
It might be 60... No, I think Rosemary... What year did it come out?
1968.
1968.
Oh my God.
So 1968 was
wild
Rosemary's Baby. The same year Night of the Living Dead was released.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I want you to start embracing old school horror more and understand that good storytelling done. This is not scary like Hereditary. I promise you. The tone of it is different. This movie kind of takes you for multiple twists and turns. The cast is great in it. Mia Farrow is fantastic in it. There's a reference. There's a "This Is the End" reference to Rosemary's Baby
in this
when
is
Jonah Hill's getting raped by the devil. You'll understand it. This is one of the all-time great, important bookend horror films, and I think you need to see it. So I'm giving you Rosemary's Baby.
We were watching
What?
Wait.
This is the end you're talking about?
Yeah.
With the devil dick?
Yeah, the devil. Yeah. So,
I'm not gonna say who. One of our friends, we were in like one of the front rows. He was like mesmerized by the cock, like
dude, I was so
like not like a good way, but like couldn't believe that it was like.
He thought he wished it was 3D so he could try to blow it.
Reality. It's a huge fucking dick. You know.
Dude, now that you say that, I remember very distinctly someone going like,
so funny.
Dude, why is it so big?
That's so funny you say it. So I was just on my actual birthday on Sunday. I hung out with my 3 oldest friends, Jared, Spooner, and Kenyatta. And we were talking about like old times, and I was saying, I remember seeing This Is the End in the theater with Jared and Spooner, and when the devil was walking by and his dick was out, Jared screamed, "His dick is so big!" and starts laughing. I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, Rosemary's Baby, what album are you giving me, Taylor?
All right, well, since you gave me horror, and I'm not a fan of horror, but I do appreciate it because I'm starting to get an actual appreciation for horror.
You're starting to get it.
I figured I'm going to give you something very, very, very far out of your fucking wheelhouse.
Oh, God.
I'm going to give you a country album.
Okay. All right. Just be ready.
Now,
okay.
This is the truth. I'm only going to give you this one because I have a lot of faith that you're going to appreciate what it is.
Sure.
I'm going to give you Zac Brown's debut album, Zac Brown Band's debut album, 2008, The Foundation. It is fucking fantastic.
Brown, 2000. It's called The Foundation?
The Foundation. Came out in 2008.
Okay. Tell me about the album and highlight some songs on it.
I'm going to highlight 2 songs on it in particular. You're going to hear his biggest hits that a lot of people will know off the top of their head.
I couldn't tell you a single song by Zac Brown.
Like the song Toes is a big one.
Never
Got
heard of it.
Toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a war in the world, cold beer in my hand. That's a big famous one.
Never heard of it.
Chicken Fried is another famous one of his from that.
Who?
Just you live under a fucking.
I was in there and I thought it was just like a fart.
And it was
and then all of a sudden, oh, it's there.
I had to throw the underpants out. I told you I just walked in the shower in my clothes and turned on the warm water and he just sat there shamefully. Dude, it was literally
like Bradley Cooper in Star is Born. Right?
Yeah.
Wait,
did you watch it yet?
I watched it finally.
Okay.
And the first thing, dude, that's the funniest part of the whole movie is when he's like, Andrew Dice Clay's fucking screaming at him. It's like, you stupid motherfucker, and he's laying in the shower all fucked up.
As I see Josh the engineer grabbing a McDouble from our hamburgers.
All right, cool. I wasn't be the first one to do it.
Come on,
I just
Justin.
don't think I could do it yet.
You could. You need to just
I would
do
have
it.
had a nugget or two. They're fucking gone.
You're so. Wife 2 went for some nuggets before. So Josh the engineer sat down with the nuggets. 5 minutes later, wife 2 came over to get one, and she goes, "They're all fucking gone." Yep.
That comes with the
You
territory.
can't just fucking put nuggets in front of me and expect them to remain.
What can we put in front of you for it to remain? Brussels sprouts.
Yep, that would be it.
Broccoli.
Brussels
I like
sprouts
broccoli.
stinks.
Spinach.
Salad.
Salad.
I'm a fan of salad.
Anything healthy.
I did that like
An apple.
Thursday was my first day back to work, and I had like a healthy bowl of stuff, and I was like,
a
healthy bowl of stuff.
stuff.
Can you
Fucking
describe?
sucks.
Can you describe this stuff?
What did you put? Fucking like oats around your?
no, it's like a
fucking
rice.
horse?
It's like a rice base with like mixed green. And
Taylor,
nice
did you
broccoli
like
and-
Did you like A Star Is Born?
I love The Star Is Born. It's honestly,
I really liked it.
it's
It was great.
my my favorite movie that I saw that came out last
You
year.
didn't see Green Book yet.
I have to see Green Book just
Yeah,
because
Green Book is
Vigo's
too.
great.
So I did watch
We were talking
Bohemian.
about it,
I
yeah.
posted on our Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. You saw Bohemian Rhapsody in the theater, correct?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
It's a good movie.
It's definitely entertaining, but it's not.
So if you're a Queen fan, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
The way the music goes is fantastic. Rami Malek deserves the Oscar over Christian Bale in Vice. I will say that. I thought Christian Bale was fantastic, but Rami Malek does deserve it over Christian Bale in Vice. The movie itself, it's uneven.
Bad.
The story, the storytelling is subpar.
That's what
at best.
pisses me off the most about it, though. Like, it's clear. There's so many different like.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about even if they, the lies don't bother me as much as the way they tried to tell the story. The guy couldn't tell a story direction-wise to save his life. It was the middle scenes in between all the songs and the recording and the live performances kind of sucked. Like where he's struggling. Like they didn't make Freddie Mercury's personal life interesting enough. I could have dealt with the lies if you made his personal life more interesting.
Well, that's what Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to do, and Brian May said we ain't doing that.
Well, of course he wanted to go into the more dark stuff, and the Queen said no. But that would have been the interesting stuff. It was still a very good movie. It was probably the most fun I had watching a movie this year. It definitely was the most fun I had watching a movie because, and the last 15 minutes, especially when they do Live Aid, is wonderful, fantastic.
Well,
it's brilliantly done.
Well, that performance is technically the greatest live performance in the history of music.
I mean,
a lot of people say that. A lot of people say
up there.
Springsteen. Like
It depends. It's so hard to say. I mean, it has the note heard around the world, which is enough in its own. But it was a good movie. If it does win Best Picture, I will say it is one of the worst Best Pictures of all time because from a film,
It might be the worst.
From a filmmaker, no, Shakespeare in Love is and Ordinary
Crash?
People. Crash is up there. Crash, Ordinary People, winning over Raging Bull in 1980 is one of the worst by far. And Shakespeare in Love winning was an absolute.
What year was that?
And Dancing with Wolves is not a bad movie, but it should not have won over Goodfellas by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't even like Goodfellas that much, but I agree with that.
Dances with Wolves is something I never need to watch again. It's an okay movie. What has Kevin Costner done besides make a few really good sports movies?
Draft Day?
I don't hate Draft Day. Draft Day is a fun movie.
Yeah, Draft Day is a good
Dude,
time.
but I mean, Bull Durham is he's great in sports movies.
Was
everything else, suck it. Costner stinks.
Well,
he does.
He was actually like, I kind of like the Robin Hood movie with Morgan
No,
Freeman.
you don't.
Yes,
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No one likes that movie.
Yes, I
they
do.
were tricked at a young age of thinking, oh, it's Robin Hood. It's really good. Then you watch it again and you say,
I know.
oh,
Alan Rickman's in
if
it.
you could meet your younger self that said, wow, I really like Robin Hood with Kevin Costner, you would shoot that child in a school.
That's not
100%.
That's not even remotely true.
No, it's true. That movie's not good. I'd rather watch Robin Hood Men in Tights 100 times over. And I'd rather watch the animated Robin Hood. And I'd rather watch the one that just came out with Jamie Foxx that literally no one saw, including Jamie Foxx.
What about the Kurt Russell? Is it Kurt Russell?
No, Russell Crowe released. I'd rather watch that one than the one with Kevin Costner.
The
one with Kevin Costner was bad. Prince of Thieves sucked.
No,
it
wasn't.
sucked.
It's not that
Tell
bad.
me what's good about it.
Why has there been 7?
What? There's
been
7 Robin Hood
Because
movies, and they're all prequel
people
movies.
think that Robin Hood is something that everyone has wanted to see.
No.
We get it.
Everyone
We get it. He robs from the rich and gives to the poor. I understand.
Just watch
He
the
has
Disney
a bow and
one.
arrow.
The Disney one's the best one.
Dude, the Robin Hood Men in Tights is funny as shit. I'm sorry.
No.
It's Mel Brooks. It's fucking fantastic. It's a funny fucking movie.
Honestly, I only like Prince of Thieves because my grandfather loved it.
It's your turn to hold the belt.
Am I doing it?
Yeah. All right, let's get into some other stuff. The WWE got into some hot water this week, guys.
With what? What
They
happened?
got into some hot water because they ran some edgy material.
Oh,
and number one, so they did this angle where Alexa Bliss was she was supposed to host an interview with with Paul Heyman, the advocate for Brock Lesnar, and when someone was coming to give her a latte. He came into her dressing room while she was topless. She's still covering herself up. Now, the one thing I want to point, if you go to actual WWE's page for this clip, it has like the most views on any WWE video recently.
I wonder why.
So the director or the guy, her assistant, is knocking on her. She has
I hate her bedazzled fucking
a bedazzled coffee mug.
I hate it.
And comes in, and first off, she barely shows anything. It's her back. She's covering her breasts.
So scandalous.
Yeah. But the crowd is loving it because people like risque. Okay,
that's risque.
Good. We get it with the clip.
That's not even that risque, dude.
It's
like
not.
The stuff with.
Okay, so people, so the amount of tweets I saw, people say, "Wow, that's so demeaning. Why are they doing this to her?" Do you really think they didn't say, like, hey, are you comfortable doing this? Because we think it'll get you some really good press. Got the most views on any video on WWE.com in forever. The most upvotes as well. And people are complaining as if the same jerk-offs complaining aren't the ones retweeting the second one of these women do a bikini photo shoot. Which they do all the time.
Creeps, dude.
I know about all this. I don't follow
creeps.
this.
Yeah, but
I know about this stuff because of that
so when you
WWE page on Twitter.
WWE porn.
Yeah, a certain someone always likes it. Like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I see it on the feed every time. Like I know everything that's happening because I see
Okay, so let me ask you.
This person liked the tweet.
Being a non-wrestling fan, when you see that, do you, especially in today's climate, do you think that is offensive?
No.
Do you think people should be offended by it?
No.
Why would people be offended by it? Because they have nothing else going on in their lives?
Nothing better to fucking do.
Why
dude.
okay, so we think that we should tell women that they shouldn't do something because it's they're sexualizing themselves, but we also tell women they should be independent. Isn't that kind of funny?
People got offended because Bryan Cranston's playing paraplegic.
Oh, the upright, you mean?
Yeah.
We talked about the Heisen wheels.
Yes,
We talked about that last
already?
week. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
which is insane. No, it's
I don't
fine.
listen to the show
Well, there
again.
was another angle in WWE there's another angle from this past week that people were offended by. And this has been more of an ongoing saga, and this involves Naomi. She actually has a husband in WWE named Jimmy Uso. He's one of the part of a tag team called the Usos, and this all the rage blonde, who is every guy's favorite woman in wrestling right now, Mandy Rose. When you see her, Justin, you'll get it.
No, that's
okay?
it. Let's
So Mandy
this
Rose.
Probably already seen her. Show me
It's not. It's. Pull up a picture while the video. So the whole angle here, the Usos are reading this note. She got a letter, and this guy thinks it's from his wife, but it turns out it's from Mandy Rose saying, "Here's my hotel key." Mandy Rose is trying to get at this guy's wife, who is her rival right now.
That's me wrapping it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't like sex appeal been a big part of this wrestling for decades?
Okay, not just wrestling. Isn't sex appeal part of anything?
Well,
when it comes to look. So
all right.
okay, so he comes there and she's trying. Do you need to fast forward a little bit because she talks about how I was just setting you up. You need to show. Oh, here you go. It's coming up in a second. She's trying to seduce him. What do you think, Justin?
I mean, I'd get seduced.
He said I'd get seduced. If you get seduced, that doesn't mean you just accept it.
I don't have wife 3 here. I could speak.
Oh, I don't have wife 3 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
people are offended by this as well because they think it's racist. One, because both Jimmy Uso and Naomi are they're people of color, we'll say. And she's the blonde Aryan woman, whatever. I don't know if you have to describe it. Yeah. So a photographer comes in, and her whole angle. So one guy on Twitter was telling me, "Don't you think it's demeaning that she would have sex to get at her opponent?" I was like, "Yeah, but that whole angle with the photographer, she wanted the storyline is she wanted to get a picture of her half naked with this woman's husband there to then show her to try and get in her head and be like ruin her life and her marriage." I was like, so she didn't even have sex with the guy and you're still acting offended. Shut the fuck up.
I think the racism stuff is such a reach. That's all
isn't it usually?
No, but I'm saying like this one in particular.
In media, isn't it usually?
It's 90% of reach. It's so fucking stupid.
Okay, first off, the same people that complain about this are the ones that say, well, the Attitude Era was the best era of wrestling. Even though half of them wrestled for 2 minutes and then they just threw chairs at each other.
1000% correct. These are the same guys that'll sit there and watch clips of Triple H telling chicks in the crowd to whip their tits out.
Triple H had sex with a dead body.
Oh yeah. That's the guy. No,
he drugged
necrophilia. Holy
Triple
shit.
H in his storyline drugged the daughter of his boss,
then married her,
and it drove her through a drive-through chapel to marry her. And people are offended by this.
There's footage of this on that site, the Twitter site.
Which one do you want to see? The marriage or the necrophilia?
Everything.
Show them all.
This is the stuff that pulls me in.
Do it and you're cool.
Do it and you're cool. Do it.
Justin's about it.
No, but I'm saying is like stuff like this.
Wrestling is always at its best when it pushes boundaries.
Yeah, for sure.
When it gets edgy and risky.
But
this is when it's at its best.
But that's that same shit when people will scream. People will scream like this is bullshit. No, this is racist.
But it's almost like now it's
people like it, yes.
Yeah.
But the problem is
who is she marrying? I forget.
Dude, Test dead. He's dead. Test is dead, unfortunately. We could start the wrestler death clock here if we wanted, because if you play that game, because we just lost the great Mean Gene Okerlund as well.
You played that game last year and almost died, dude.
Oh, that's true. I'm not doing that again. That was rough. So this angle is Stephanie McMahon was going to marry Test, who was a wrestler that Vince McMahon was very big on, but Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, leader of D-Generation X at the time, comes out and says, hold the phone, brother. Before you get married, you might want to know something. So jump forward. We don't need to see the whole thing.
Dude, I love how he has the corsage on. Is that what it's called?
A corsage?
Croissant? I could use a croissant.
You could use the exact opposite of a croissant.
I could use 10 croissants.
What's the opposite of a croissant, actually, now that I'm thinking about
French cruller?
Bagel?
Oh, what kind of bagel is your favorite bagel?
Everything.
Everything?
Onion bagel.
An onion bagel. Interesting choice.
Onion bagel with cream cheese is divine. Taylor ham, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on an everything bagel is also fantastic.
You know, I got a text last night, and actually I got to give a shout out to this same guy, Stephen Quas. He sent me a Snapchat last night at like 3 in the morning. It's just, the Snap all it said was Tex. It was TECs. I'm like, what does that mean? Motherfucker at 3 in the morning is making Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
You know, he sent it to me too.
Oh, he sent me a Snapchat.
I spent most of the day with Quaz today because our kitchen sink has been clogged all week, and he came over and helped us out. It took us 6 hours.
But don't talk to the plumber or anything.
You're not a plumber.
Yes, I am.
You have plumber crack half the time.
I legitimately am a plumber, you jerk.
All right, the next time I will. We got it fixed though, so I wouldn't worry.
All right, cool.
Let me see what else I got. What story do you think I'm going to bring up that was very big in the news this week that people were upset by?
Let me guess.
Okay, go on.
Oh, is it that now that Punisher is back with season 2?
Nothing to do with Punisher. Nothing to do with Punisher.
Everyone is screaming that it's alt-right.
No, not that. Come on. Justin, do you have a guess? What was it? What was a big...
The BuzzFeed thing?
Nope, not BuzzFeed.
Oh,
Justin, or Josh, do you have a guess?
Was it the, what was it, the Gillette?
The Gillette razor.
Yeah, right. It's so silly, dude.
First off, if you haven't been using Dollar Shave Club for the last 2 years...
You're an idiot.
You're an asshole.
You're a fucking
and you deserve
idiot.
to be upset by everything. Is the commercial stupid? Yes.
Is it hilarious?
Am I offended by it?
No.
No, I don't get offended by things. If you're offended by this, you're as bad as the fucking people that get offended by things that make fun of race, sexuality, anything. stop getting offended. Is it a stupid commercial? 1,000,000% it's a stupid
It's really lame.
It's okay. Now I have a real question for you guys. Do you
What?
shave your balls with the same razor you shave your face with? Go.
No.
No.
Oh.
Why did you think about it?
I do. I don't care.
Okay, next question.
No, I
When
was
you-
thinking because do I? I've done
Next
it before.
question. Next question. When you get out of the shower,
Yes,
do you
I'm
wipe your face and then your balls, or your balls and then your face?
I don't think about it. I just go.
You just go for it.
Truthfully, so I shower in the morning usually, and then I kind of just like I turn on the water at the hottest it could be. So I'm hoping to get like lesions and skin boils from how hot it is, and then I just kind of fall asleep sitting down. Like I'm like this.
You sit down in the shower.
I absolutely sit in the morning. I work out in the morning, and then I sit on the floor in the shower, and I kind of lay down. I put a washcloth over my face, and I just kind of lay down, and then I tug my bag and see what happens.
You piddle your pud.
Yeah, it sucks when you get the shampoo in your wiener hole because that burns. So make sure it's not Head and Shoulders because that burns the most. So the whole Gillette thing is just like I said. The amount of men that are offended by this is so fucking funny.
I don't
Yes,
care.
it's a stupid commercial, but these are the same people that complain about when people are offended by racial jokes and sexual jokes and calling people faggot and things like that. They say you shouldn't be offended, but they're offended by a commercial that challenge men. Again, I'm more offended that you were too stupid not to sign up for Dollar Shave Club a year ago,
I very much
2
agree.
years ago, or just Gillette razors aren't that good. Unless you're a Patriots fan, you should not be supporting Gillette anything. I'm sorry.
Dude, the fact that someone would sit there and like, this pisses me off. You know how easy it is just to click the fucking back button and just not fucking watch
Like,
it?
yeah, well, people
or change
want-
the channel.
This
Like-
is a boys will be boys. Listen. First off, it is a horrendously stupid commercial.
It is.
Trying to be sentimental, motherfucker. You sell. Yes, people shave their face with them. The same amount of people shave their assholes with your razors. So don't try to act like you're on some pedestal. Get off your high horse and act like you're changing social norms with a razor blade. The kids you're using to feature in this commercial aren't old enough to shave. They're not old enough to do anything. And you're trying to... It's a terrible commercial.
It's
I'm
bad.
more offended by the commercial itself than the context of the commercial. And again, if you don't have Dollar Shave Club, you're a fucking jerk.
It's also... Dude, it's...
Or you just get razors from your in-laws, and that
Dude,
works really good too. That's what I like.
it's literally just-
in your Christmas stocking.
It's a shame on all the news and media outlets for even making it. It's a
Well,
non-story.
The
is
thing
what
that
it
the
is.
thing that I saw actually
It's
was
fucking silly. I don't want this. Take
someone pulled up. Then Justin, your turn.
Yeah.
Take the belt.
Yes, the man can
The
get
real fucking belt, not that shit belt.
I saw someone posted an article talking about people being offended by the Gillette ad, and they were like, people boycott Gillette for the rest of their lives. And they go to the person's account that they posted the tweet from, and they have like 6 followers or 20 followers. Why are you giving a voice to someone that no one wants to hear from? Like, it's one thing if it's a group of people, a mob even, but one person with 6 followers saying that he's so offended that he won't use Gillette anymore. Stop it.
Wow.
Or that, no, he's saying he will only use Gillette even, that he's outraged. Anything.
He's clearly
Stop.
being a fucking
Why
troll.
are we listening to people that shouldn't be listened to? Their family hasn't listened to him, clearly. They have no friends that follow him, clearly.
They don't have friends in general.
Colucci has like 600 followers, and no one that's in his real life actually likes him.
No.
So, and this asshole that's talking about, we're giving him the headline on CNN because, oh, Gillette is upsetting me. So I'm boycotting them. Let's stop, please. We get it. Everyone's an asshole.
Just don't give those fucking
It's like
idiots
it's
attention.
Like the people that said they would boycott Nike too.
Yeah, boycott
Burning
Nike.
their shit and
Yeah,
all that.
those people are fuck. Anyone that says I have to boycott something and they have to go on a pedestal about it. Yes, I've burned multiple football jerseys and I've pissed on them and baseball jerseys.
Wow.
That's absolutely different. I'm not
I mean-
boycotting my team. I'm boycotting that person.
I mean, I there was only one time where I considered boycotting, and it was Nestle, and it was because the CEO of Nestle at the time said said water isn't a basic human right, and like that was
Well,
ridiculous.
it's not.
Come on.
Where? Okay. Tell me what human rights are and where I could find where they actually exist.
No, I'm saying like as far as like just basic water.
It's a necessity, sure, but I don't think anyone deserves water. Like, why do you deserve water more than me?
I'm saying at a minimum you should at least deserve water.
Absolutely
That's
not.
it.
Why?
What are you talking about?
Why do you deserve water?
Why do you want to privatize water?
I don't want to privatize anything.
That's exactly-
I want less things privatized.
You didn't let me finish. He wanted to privatize water, and he wanted to make sure that he would sell it only under the Nestle brand.
Good for him.
He didn't want.
That's capitalism.
Yeah, I understand it's capitalism, but that's the only issue I had, and that's the only time I even thought about it. But then they make crunch bars. And
I'm
like,
very,
oh, wow.
very crunch bars are good. To be
Crunch
fair,
bars are great.
Throw them in the freezer for a little.
You know
bit.
what I mean? Like, no, but I'm saying is like, but like the way he worded it and the way it came off.
Well, he made it sound like people should die.
That's what I'm saying. The way it was perceived was
dehydration.
But after,
I don't think anyone deserves anything, and I mean that with my whole heart intended.
No, for sure, you have to work for it.
No one deserves a thing in this life unless they earn it. I'm sorry, water, healthcare, relationships, anything.
No, I agree.
And if you listen, you want to go drink lake water. Good luck. I want to see what happens after.
I mean,
you want
to especially Pompton.
People deserve a McDonald's burger.
No, they don't. Who does?
Everyone should have it once.
Justin, did you like the banner I made for this week?
In general.
Justin, did you like the banner I made for you this week with you as the Wendy's girl on it?
Yeah, I did. I won first prize for the costume.
Well, the thing was, it wasn't as much a costume as it was a lifestyle for you.
Yeah, it was easy.
You would leave your girl for the Wendy's girl if she was real.
Yeah.
When's the last time before being sick, when's the last time you had Wendy's?
I had it like 10 days ago.
Was it the last thing you ate before being sick?
No, it wasn't last time.
Yeah, there was one time we were playing Overwatch for an Xbox Live party, and he goes, "You know it's bad when you go to the Wendy's drive-thru and they know your order."
You know what probably got me sick? Joe Palma.
I
haven't seen this kid in 5 years.
Joe Palma.
I see him for the first time last Sunday.
At
the next day, I'm fucking the sickest I've ever been.
So, just to show you something, the Wendy's girl is real. That's Dave Thomas's daughter. That's a picture of her.
Okay, good luck with that. She looks
a
little
actual.
She looks a little.
Remember recently she had those commercials like, oh god.
She looks a little challenged. I'm not going to say how, but I'm going to say that the IQ's beneath 70. I have a game. Guys, and I need Josh to pull this up. I was doing this a couple weeks ago, actually earlier this week, with my friends Jeff and my friend Steve and my friend Jake, and we were going through the IMDb top 250 movies on there. And I want to point out the ones that shouldn't be on there more than anything else. So we'll start from the beginning. I'm not going to name every single one.
I already see one.
The top 4 are perfect. Shawshank Redemption at number 1, I'm fine with. Godfather at number 2, I'm fine with. The Dark Knight at number 3. I get it, whatever. It's not my favorite of the series, but people love it. I get it. Number 3.
It's just
Godfather 2, 4, more than deserving. Return of the King, 5, good.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction 6, too high. Too high. It should not be at number 6.
Really?
Pulp Fiction. No, I like Pulp Fiction. Is it the best movie ever made?
No,
it's not even the 16th. No, shouldn't be on there.
I don't even think it's his best personally.
So keep going. Let's just point out ones we see.
What's Tarantino's best?
I think Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds is probably his most complete movie.
I'm a Reservoir Dogs guy through and through. That's just me.
That one is might be.
Well, it's his most iconic.
But Kill Bill is so good too. Josh, just keep scrolling.
Inception
at 10.
What?
It's not even. Inception at number 10. I'll put up. I'm going to ring the bell when I have a problem.
Some of these make sense. Like
okay, so stop when you hear the bell, Josh. Inception at 10.
Yeah, it's
not even Christopher Nolan's best movie. I wouldn't even say it's one of his 3 best movies, and I like Inception a lot.
Inception's fun.
It's a great movie, but it's not top 10. Fight Club at 11. It's every white man's favorite movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Not 11.
It's
11.
No,
11.
Listen, Fight Club is timeless, where
White
Inception
Boys
is not.
I agree with that part. Fellowship, I'm fine with. Forrest Gump at 13.
Forrest Gump should be higher.
Empire Strikes Back should be higher.
I haven't seen that one.
They put Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse at 16. It just came out.
Did it just come out, or it's not even out?
It just came out.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, The Matrix. I love The Matrix at 18.
The Matrix should be higher than the 2 Towers, and you're talking about one of the biggest Lord of the Rings fans.
Goodfellas is fine there. One Cuckoo's Nest should be higher.
Should be higher.
Cuckoo's Nest should be higher.
Interstellar should be fucking higher.
Interstellar should be. I love Interstellar. It should be lower.
Yeah,
22nd best movie ever made.
It's fucking great.
I know it's fans voting on this. Saving Private Ryan should be higher.
Should be higher. Usual Suspects should be higher.
You get to the more. Josh, go to the next page.
Leon the Professional is so fucking underrated.
That's a great movie. Apocalypse. When you get to the 50s to the 100s, this is where it gets weird. So. Alien, Once Upon a Time in the West, Psycho, Rear Window. Okay, I want to point out, Psycho was the first horror movie we've seen on here, okay? Rear Window, Casablanca, The Great Dictator, that actually should be higher.
That's Charlie Chaplin?
Yes, Modern Times, City Lights, Your Name, Coco.
I never even heard.
Django Unchained shouldn't be in the top 250. Django might be his second worst movie ever.
Wait, is Coco the Jesse Eisenberg?
No,
the fucking
it's a
bird?
fucking animated movie. I don't know what it is.
Is it the second worst? Well, the worst is
Death Proof. Django is it's that or Hateful Eight or second worst. Django is a disastrous piece of shit in the last 20 minutes. It's a great movie before that. In the last 20 minutes, it shits the bed.
I really want to disagree with you on that, but you're 100%.
It turns into a hip hop
really
shoot 'em up. Old Boy should be higher. Old Boy is fantastic. American Beauty should not be in the top 200. I'm sorry. I like American Beauty. Braveheart should be higher than 71.
Okay.
1,000,000%. Aliens should be higher than Alien. Aliens is
I like Aliens was the first one.
Aliens is the second one.
One's a horror movie. The other one's like one of the best action.
The Shining at 75. So we have two horror movies, and Doctor Strangelove is only 76.
Doctor Strangelove should be higher.
All right, let's just keep going. Let's see if there's one that point out.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane is only 80.
Sunset Boulevard should be higher too.
How is Citizen Kane?
Is arguably the greatest movie ever made.
The greatest American film ever made, arguably, at a minimum.
Bohemian Rhapsody is 85.
All right, just stop.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Is great. Toy Story 3
Batman
is great.
Begins should be higher than The Dark Knight, in my opinion.
See, there's Inglourious Basterds.
89.
Higher. Eternal Sunshine I like, but it should be lower.
Snatch should be higher. Requiem should be lower. LA Confidential should be higher.
Requiem for a Dream, that's Jared
Good Will Hunting should be higher. Toy Story's not as high. Full Metal Jacket should be higher.
Reservoir Dogs at 99. I'll take.
All right, now we're gonna get some weird ones. Okay.
Amadeus.
Scarface should not be on the list.
Scarface
is one of the most. No, it doesn't stink.
I hate it.
It doesn't stink. It's a good movie. It was on last week and I was watching it. Yeah. Taxi Driver should be higher, but Scarface, I'll watch it anytime.
Python and the Holy Grail. The funniest movie
2001 should be higher too.
2001, A Clockwork Orange should be higher.
Kill a Mockingbird should be higher.
Whatever.
I love that.
Who cares?
Lawrence of Arabia is fucking awesome, dude. I love that movie.
It's an iconic film. It should be higher.
It's fucking great.
There's some of these
should be higher.
People today, Vertigo should be higher. Vertigo's a fucking classic.
Ikaru.
Let's see. Some of these movies no one here has ever seen.
No, Bicycle Thieves. How good could that be?
We haven't even gotten to the weird ones yet.
That's true.
Ben-Hur should be on there.
Three billboards outside of
the original one. They remade
three
it
billboards.
So
Which one? What movie?
Ben-Hur.
Oh yeah, they remade it. Three Billboards was good. It wasn't great.
This Inside Out. That's one of the newer. That's like
the animated movies. Right. Yeah. Let's see. Warrior. I liked Warrior with Tom Hardy. It shouldn't be in the top 700.
No, I agree. But Nick Nolte makes that whole movie for
It's Wolf of Wall Street
here, but I haven't seen enough Scorsese.
There Will Be Blood is fantastic.
I think There Will Be Blood is overrated. I think Daniel Day-Lewis is great. The movie is overrated. Viva Vendetta, I like, should not be in the top 250.
I agree.
Let's see. A Beautiful Mind, I like. Beautiful Mind, I'm okay with it. 140. It's a good movie.
Still should be high. Transpotting is fun.
Heat should be. If you're gonna have the Dark timeout, pause. If you're gonna have the Dark Knight as the third best movie of all time, why don't you put the movie that they completely ripped it off up there? Heat is Dark Knight. I love the Dark Knight. Yeah. It's a complete ripoff of Heat. Yeah. And the other people would say the Dark Knight's the best one. That's my issue, is that you can't acknowledge that it was a ripoff and still admire how great Heath and Gary Oldman, I almost said Gary Coleman, and Aaron Eckhart were in the movie.
What you talking about, Daniel?
Yeah, exactly. Heat at 143 and the Dark Knight at 3 is hilarious because it shows how fucking stupid people are.
Well,
they're fucking stupid.
Well, from a performance standpoint, it's one thing, but from an overall,
but then he had Pacino and Robert De Niro and John Voight and Val Kilmer. Performance. You got fucking two of the fucking 10 best actors ever.
I'm agreeing with you. Fuck you.
I know, but people that want to say, "Oh, well, Heath Ledger in it was so great." Yes, he was great.
I think we can all assume that the masses are fucking.
I'm glad Heath Ledger's dead. Go on.
That's terrible.
Casino, better than Goodfellas. I'm one of the few people that think Casino's better than Goodfellas.
Yes, I'm with you on that. 1,000%.
I like Goodfellas more. But
I love Goodfellas. I love both of them.
I think that's. I think you can make.
Casino,
Don Rickles in Casino is what
Don
makes
Rickles
it for me.
Pesci in Casino.
His next level.
You motherfucker, you! It's so funny, and Sharon Stone is great.
You smell your husband and smell it, motherfucker. Yeah.
You exist out here because of me. He's fucking great in it, Pesci.
Yo, when he's trying to get the diamonds out of his wife's hair and he just smacks
oh my god,
that's all the diamonds?
What is this? Yeah, fucking great. Let's see.
Crusade should be a little higher, no?
That's my least favorite, besides Crystal Skull.
Oh, I'm sorry. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is the Raiders of the Lost Ark?
It was
Raiders of the Lost Ark is 49.
Die Hard is only 148. Oh, wow. Arguably the greatest action film ever made is 148. The action film that is set the bar for every action film ever made. Blade Runner is only 151. Raging Bull To me, Raging Bull is one of the 5 best films ever made, and it's the greatest sports movie, and it's 152.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, even Blade Runner 2049 should
pause.
I should see it by now.
The Elephant Man stinks. I hate the Elephant Man with a passion.
I am not an animal! I am a person!
He wasn't a person. He was an abomination.
He was half a person.
He stunk. They should have buried him in an upright base case because of the size of his fucking head. You wouldn't fit him in an actual casket.
He had a bigger fucking forehead than James Woods.
Yeah, exactly. Elephant Man stinks. Let's keep going.
Let's
see what else we got. Next week, I think we should do some Rotten Tomatoes and make fun of it.
Some Like It Hot should be higher. That's like
Some Like It Hot's a classic, absolutely. Yeah. I'm fine with that. On the Waterfront's a classic, 100%.
Marlon Brando.
Dial M for Murder,
Dr.
Tokyo Story. Let's see. Which one?
Young Frankenstein.
Where is Young Frankenstein so far? The Passion of Joan of Arc.
So I was gonna dress up as Gene Wilder from that at the party, but I couldn't go.
Yeah, unfortunately. Logan at 175. I liked Logan a lot.
Great. Grand Budapest.
I'm cool with Grand Budapest at 175.
Because that's his best film.
Gone Girl should not be at one. Gone Girl's not that good. It's not that good. I'm sorry.
Didn't you like that movie?
No, I did not. I
That's
like
the Casey Affleck movie. No, that's.